Hello and welcome back to DeathRow Mukbang. I'm Erica.
And I'm Wyatt.
And today we have Ted Bundy.
Yes.
So thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoy as much as we won't. His meal is a medium rare steak, over easy eggs, hash browns, toast, milk, coffee, and juice. With some butter.
But he declined this death row traditional meal. No idea why he didn't eat this really good looking food.
I know, makes me sad.
But unfortunately today, just like him, we will not be eating this.
Unfortunately.
Until after the episode.
Yeah, afterwards we totally will. Totally will. It won't get wasted, for sure. Do you think any of it might have had something to do with guilt?
He felt guilty that...
Yeah.
Maybe.
Although actually...
But this guy is really sick.
We did not get to the end of our researching because we did not want this to be a super-de-duper long episode. So we are going to break it up into
two parts.
It's
gonna be our first two-parter mukbang.
It's a lot.
So I'll start off by saying... Oh, and also we have our water.
Yeah. Without that, I am gonna drink. Sorry. He had a cigarette. I'm gonna have water because that's better for you.
Yeah, I'm not having a cigarette.
No, thank you.
So his full name was Theodore Robert Bundy. He was born November 24th, 1946, and died January 24th, 1989. He was 42 years old, and he was executed by electrocution. He was also 6 feet tall. That's my height. So...
Do you feel offended?
A little bit. I'd say he's one of the most notorious serial killers. He raped and killed dozens of women and girls. He confessed to 30 murders, convicted of 3 in Florida, but investigators believe Bundy's actual victim count could be up to 100 or even more, which is crazy to me. Despite his confessions, the exact number of his victims remains unknown. His crime spree ran from January 4th, 1974 to February 9th, 1978. He has 20 confirmed victims, 30 confessed victims, and 36 plus suspected victims.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Which is an episode that is also out today. Our H.H. Holmes. Our...
Suspected to kill a lot more than... I don't either.
Our season 4, episode 1, that came out
Today.
the same day as this one. So it sounds a lot like that, where they don't actually know how many people he killed.
It does.
It doesn't say that he, specifically sexually assaulted anybody.
Who? H.H. Holmes?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were ready to say
no, this guy did.
This guy, yeah.
Ted Bundy totally did. But, should listen to that one. After this one.
Or if you already did, let us know what you think.
Yes.
He was apprehended August 16th, 1975. He committed many crimes that are almost unspeakable in the states of California, Colorado, Florida, Idaho, Oregon, Utah, and Washington. So this guy was all over the place. He frequently revisited the bodies of his victims, grooming and performing sex acts on the corpses until decomposition and destruction by wild animals got too much for him. That's just so...
That's wild. Like...
necrophilia is just...
I mean, he left it out in the woods, like in just outside. Like, I'm surprised this guy didn't contract a new disease, and like infect the whole world and create an epidemic or a pandemic.
It's just so sickening.
Like, what?
He only stopped performing sex acts because they got too corpse-like. Like, that's...
Ew. That's gross. This is the hardest one so far because of how brutal and outlandish.
Yeah, this guy... I don't like comparing serial killers, but I think this guy is probably the worst one we've done so far.
Yeah, he's pretty bad.
He was a burglar as well. On a few occasions, he broke into homes at night and bludgeoned, maimed, strangled, and sexually assaulted his victims in their sleep. This part I was surprised to learn about. Like, I didn't know much about Ted Bundy, but learning about his grandfather Samuel was insane. Like, I knew how bad Bundy was and that he raped and killed tons and tons of women and girls, but I never actually researched him. But
should Samuel be his own regular podcast episode?
He doesn't have that much on him.
No, he's just not great.
Yeah. But Samuel, Bundy said in an interview that he clung to him and respected his grandfather. I don't know if I said it before, but Samuel was his grandfather.
Well, I remember reading that, but it didn't sound as sinister as you're making it, but I stopped reading at that point.
Oh.
Because we split up the tasks after that. But I remember that happening because he was kind of adopted by his parents.
Mm-hmm. It was very odd. I didn't read through all of the adoption stuff and him not knowing his actual father.
He didn't find out that his grandfather wasn't his father until he was like 23, I think. Yeah.
I just kind of skipped past all the birth certificate stuff, but that's something we could talk about in part 2. Mm-hmm. So Bundy, like I said, respected and clung to his grandfather, as he said in interviews, but other family members told attorneys that Samuel was a tyrannical bully who beat his wife and dog. He also swung neighborhood cats by their tails.
I thought that was Bundy that did that.
No, that was Samuel.
And I also read that technically his grandmother, Samuel's wife, was treated for depression with, guess what?
It was some sort of therapy I read.
Electroshock therapy. So they tried to shock the depression out of her.
Yeah, that's what they used to...
Why do you think she was depressed? Because her husband was beating the crap out of her.
Yeah. Samuel also expressed racist attitudes, and he reportedly threw his daughter, Julia, I believe her name is, down the stairs for oversleeping. Pause real quick.
That guy has some anger issues.
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't Bundy that did all that? That's how I read it.
It said Samuel. I'm pretty...
Now
you're making me second guess.
I'll take your word for it. My phone's over there at Kindle.
Samuel would also sometimes speak aloud to unseen presences, which is as crazy as it sounds.
I guess that's where Bundy got it from.
Yeah. Bundy also did exhibit disturbing behaviors at a young age. Luis's youngest sister, Julia, recalled awakening from a nap surrounded by knives from the kitchen and 3-year-old Bundy standing at the bed, smiling. This guy was a little mini psychopath.
Yeah, who left the 3-year-old alone long enough for that to happen?
I don't know. A childhood neighbor of Bundy's recalled Bundy as a mean-spirited kid and who liked to inflict pain and suffering and fear. According to the neighbor, Bundy once engaged in animal cruelty by hanging a stray cat from his backyard clothesline and setting it on fire with lighter fluid. Poor kitty cat.
Meow. I don't like him.
Apparently, he also took young kids into the woods and made them strip down, and he would terrorize them. That's all it said. I don't know what that could possibly go mean.
Yeah, I don't.
But
it's not good beginnings for an average human.
with his later on life problems where he just kills, rapes women, I'm assuming it was probably something under
Yep.
that.
So that's just the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's some of his early years. Like, I didn't go into more of his early years, like his life in college, his first job. I didn't write any of that down because I figured that could be good for the second part.
Yeah, we'll do that in the second half. So I have his escapes. This guy is crazy. He's crazy. Like, that's all I have. No. So his first escape was on June 7th, 1977. He was being transported from Garfield County Jail to Pitkin County Courthouse for a preliminary hearing when he had elected himself to represent himself. So the judge allowed him to be exempt from wearing handcuffs and shackles. So he
That's
was
so crazy.
he was allowed to roam free. Honestly, I would have kept him on his ankles. Like, you can still write with shackles on your ankles, man. Sorry.
That's like, or like, have the shackles on him, but also like to the chair so he can't just...
Right, can't just wander off, which is exactly what happened. So during the recess of...
That is an insane legal loophole. I'm assuming
sure
that's
it's
what it was.
different now.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's different
It's probably
now.
because of him.
Yeah, and honestly, we have so many cameras and other things at this point
Yeah,
that makes life different. But he, during the recess of this trial, or preliminary hearing, I mean, he said that he wanted to go to a library to research more on his case.
Research more on his own case that he was currently...
Yes.
I
don't know.
I feel like he would have the most information besides the judge.
I think probably like legal loopholes where he could be like, oh, well, you're saying this happened, but that's not, and then, like legal mumbo jumbo. So while he was out of the actual eyesight of his bodyguards between bookcases, he opened a window on the second story
And jumped out.
Spraining his ankle.
But he wasn't shackled or handcuffed, so he was, once he had a sprained ankle, he was just...
Yeah, he was hobbling for days.
I bet.
Days. So he eventually found himself a cabin in the woods where he stole food, clothing, and a rifle.
He just stumbled upon a cabin.
No, there was a lot of other things that happened, and like there was a lot of other steps, but the meat of the story is that
he got a cabin, or...
He went north in the Aspen woods there, and he found a cabin. And then, I actually chuckled a little bit, he became lost for 2 days.
That's what happens when you're in the woods and you don't know where you are.
Honestly, I wish a bear would have taken him out at that point.
I was just going to say that.
And just ended it right then and there. But, we still would have been sitting here. We still would have been sitting here. Maybe not, because it would have been the last meal offer.
Yeah.
And then on June 10th, 1977, he broke into a trailer on Maroon Lake. And then he headed back north instead of south, which was his original path. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his plan of action was. Like, none of
I don't think anybody does.
No, like...
I don't even think he knew.
Like, this... At first I was saying this guy's really smart, but now... He just feels lost and unhinged. Like, he's missing a couple bolts up there, and he just... He's just doing stuff. He doesn't know what he's doing. There's no reason. There's no rhyme. He just is doing things.
Yeah.
Literally on a whim, which makes him extremely dangerous. And then 3 days after that, on the 13th, he stole a car. And at this point, he was very exhausted from traveling through the woods. And he still had his sprained ankle. So he was driving erratically. And a police officer pulled him over, where he was promptly rearrested.
That's good.
It's insane. Like, were the charges gonna be that bad? I don't think so. Because when he did get rearrested, everyone was saying, like, why the hell did you run? The charges weren't that good. Like, you had a really good chance of getting away with this. But then you ran. That's what... I was like,
he doesn't know.
And, like, that's kind of when it dawned on me, like, oh, he's not actually smart. He just doesn't know what's going on. So he's just not okay in general.
Missing a lot of brain cells.
Yeah. And although he was then once again warned to stay put, he was sentenced to 1.5 years for the DeathRow conviction.
I don't know what that means.
It must be a victim that you didn't get to. So that'll be in our part 2 who this victim is.
Yes.
It's somebody in Colorado.
We'll get into the nitty-gritty of the murders.
Yes, next time. So he was serving 1.5 years for that. And if he had just stayed put for 1.5 years, he would have been free and clear.
Yeah.
Which is...
This guy just...
Scary. Yeah. So... What he did was he actually was able to saw through his ceiling. How? And create a hole that he could wiggle through. And he was able to explore the ceilings at night. There were other inmates that reported hearing noises at night up in the ceiling, but they were never investigated.
Why were they never...
70s, man. If they had investigated them, they probably would have found his ceiling problem.
Yeah. Also, being in prison and at night hearing things in the ceiling, that must have been kind of terrifying.
That must have been pretty scary. So then finally, on December 30th, he went through his ceiling space and he found himself in the chief jailer's office. Who was out with his wife for the evening,
so
how he
convenient.
Wasn't even there.
Oh, come on.
It was like he planned it. So he changed into the chief jailer's clothing that apparently was in a closet in that room.
That's like the type of stuff in a movie. Like,
it really is. I didn't know people actually did that.
That's literally something right out of a movie.
I mean, maybe he lives there. I don't know. He's got a wife, so probably not.
Escaping a prison by landing in the, like, what was it?
The chief jailer.
Chief jailer's office, but he's not there. He's out with his wife. But so conveniently, his clothes are there, so Yep. Also, I'm pretty sure this is nighttime. So this is probably well after 10, maybe. 9 or 10, that he ends up there. So, like, the odds of someone actually being there and being awake are probably pretty slim anyway. Yeah.
So he just walked right out the front door.
Seriously?
Yep, just walked right out the door. And he was not discovered missing until 17 hours later at noontime on December 31st.
It seems like this jail was not good at what they were supposed to be doing.
Yes, it's crazy.
Imagine how crazy he must have felt for just being able to, like, literally drop down, literally walk out. Like, he must have been very confused.
Yeah, and, like, you know, running that high, like, adrenaline, like, dude, I got this. I'm gonna get away.
And then he just walks out, and it's like,
yeah,
where is everybody?
Like, nobody cares. And, like, I bet you he said a good night to somebody, too.
Yeah, that seems like something he would do.
Like,
that seems like something any
you just gotta act like you belong, I guess.
Fake it till you make it.
So at this point, there was a lot of traveling on his part. He ended up in Michigan and I think somewhere
in
down
17
in Missouri.
Hours. 17 hours later, he wasn't discovered.
That's when they discovered that he was missing from his cell. It was noontime. Like, don't take a breakfast. Why is it noon? Anyway. So
I guess the chief jailer had a pretty good night.
yes. So about a week later, a little more than a week, he was doing lots of traveling and ended up in Tallahassee on January 8th. And at this point, he was going to refrain from criminal activity. How generous of him. But when he realized that he was unable to get a job because he could not produce any, real documentation as to who he was.
Yeah, that was from early on in his life because of his birth certificate mishaps and whatnot.
That's because he escaped from jail.
Well,
he had no ID.
That too, but I mean, there was something with his birth certificate as well.
That it didn't have a father's name on it. And his mother was actually his
disregard.
sister. Yeah, that's what that was. Because his sister was actually his mother.
Which I read briefly, and that was...
It's wild that people did that.
I read that line, and it was just...
Yes.
We'll go more into that next time.
So, what happens when things don't go the way you want when you need to change them? You go right back to the way you were.
I don't believe that he would have stopped his...
I don't know. Probably not. I'm sure sooner or later he would have reverted back
to his violent tendencies.
Yes, so whether or not he was able to get this job is kind of irrelevant. Yeah. I'm sure he would have reverted back one way or another.
Yeah.
And then on January 15th, 1978, he entered a sorority house where he attacked 4 women. And I am not going to tell you exactly what he did to all of these women because...
the details are very gruesome.
There is not a word strong enough. Like, brutally is not strong enough. Attacked is not a strong enough word for what he did to them.
If you want me to, I can say what I remember from what he told me as you go.
That's fine. Because I was just going to say that he attacked 4 of them, killing 2 of them. And 2 of them survived due to what they believed were headlights that had illuminated the room he was attacking them in. So he just got spooked off by headlights, which is what they believed to be the only reason that they were alive. And able to tell the tale.
I believe it because of what he did.
And that's also another thing that made me realize that he's probably not too smart, is that he was so spooked so easily.
Well, I mean, do you want to be caught doing what he did?
No, but he wasn't thinking this through meticulously.
No.
And if he was just there to simply steal stuff, why did he need to attack them?
He just went in there and...
Yeah, did he haunt them? Did he stalk these women? Did he know anything about them? Did he see, did he just happen upon it and he's like, women live here. Let me get in there.
And...
what?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just thinking about what he did to that,
it's terrible what he did to them, and it gets worse. It
always does, doesn't it?
Yep. So the night after being frightened away, he broke into another home and brutally attacked a woman named Cheryl Thomas, leaving her permanently crippled and ruining her dancing career. Yep. So I believe he ended up breaking her jaw and smashing in her skull, which ruined her equilibrium, which made her incapable of dance. It's insane. It's craziness.
And I feel like this guy should have been shot dead, not electrocuted.
Well, he gets really close in this next step. He gets really close. Really close. And then later that day, he is stopped for a traffic violation because the vehicle he's driving is stolen. Yeah, he keeps getting caught because he keeps driving stolen vehicles. So I guess he's just not a good driver. He can't be a good driver if he's getting pulled over this much.
Very smart anyway.
I guess not.
I mean, thankfully not, because...
it stopped him.
Yeah.
He was stopped for a traffic violation because the car he was driving was stolen. And after the officer...
what?
realized that he had warrants out for his arrest, right? So that means Bundy stuck around in the car long enough for this officer to go back to his car, Do a boop 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 boop.
I literally don't think they would have had a laptop to type that in. I think they would have had to radio.
Even longer.
Yeah,
Even longer. That's true. It's true. I didn't even think of that. Still the 70s. So he would have had to radio in and be like, hey, know anything about this guy?
Background check, yeah, something like that.
Like, and did he actually give them his real name? Because that's not that smart either for him to. So he must have, because he gave him his real name, saying that he had warrants out for his arrest.
Yeah.
So he tried to arrest him.
Hey, I'm driving a stolen vehicle. My name is Theodore Robert Bundy, and I killed people.
Ha! Like this guy is not okay on so many different levels. So then this officer tries to, arrest him because that's, his job, right?
Yeah.
So Bundy attacks him. He knocks his feet out from under him and he runs away. So the cop fires off 2 warning shots to him.
Were they warning shots or did he just miss?
We'll just call them warning shots because he caught him. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then he chased after him and finally tackled him to the ground and arrested him.
Good. Well, this milk has been eyeing me down, and
those hash browns.
I'm not Ted Bundy.
We can do the ending with these glasses.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica.
Join us next time on the Tales Untold Death Row Mukbang, where we talk more about Ted Bundy's early years, first murders, and his subsequent trials. This is Tales Untold, the Death Row Mukbang. You gonna say thanks for watching?
Nope. Thanks for watching.